8 countries with incredibly beautiful people. 1. Denmark. Denmark, which means to land of the Danes, is a country with a majority of Protestants. Several large, gorgeous people reside in this tiny nation. Danes are known for their height and are often well groomed. Ladies, your next girl's trip should be to Denmark, which is known for having some of the most handsome men in the entire globe. Any woman who meets the height requirement of over 6 feet should visit Denmark since it offers excellent sightseeing and much greater people watching opportunities. Danes are also regarded for being gentlemanly. We had to include this nation on the list because of that and their striking attractive looks. Denmark is also renowned as being the happiest nation on earth. Perhaps this is because everyone there is so stunningly attractive that it is difficult to be unhappy there. One of the top tennis players in the world, Caroline Wozniacki, is also a successful model and actress from Odense, Denmark. 2. Greece. The proudest people you will ever meet are the Greeks. They have some of the most gorgeous people on earth, a rich history, and a stunning country. Billy Zane, John Stamos, and Jennifer Aniston are some of their hottest actors. Another such nation that you can't help but fall in love with and stay in love with is Greece. Greece made our list because of the breathtaking scenery and the attractive locals. Greeks are more appealing to people because of their air of confidence. Every summer, travelers from all walks of life go to Greece to visit its islands, and it's normal for some of them to never come back. Either a person or a country can win the hearts of a person, or sometimes even both. 3. Philippines. Southeast Asian nation of the Philippines is renowned for its spectacular islands, warm friendliness, and, of course, its gorgeous inhabitants. In addition to being extremely attractive, Filipino women are also incredibly lovely, family-focused, empathetic, and have strong morals. It is very obvious that persons who are of Filipino heritage have a very exotic and distinctive appearance. 4. Turkey. The history of Turkey, which is linked to the ancient Greek, Persian, Roman, and Ottoman empires, is rich in both positive and negative events. The nation has been a very well-liked tourist destination in recent years, particularly in cities like Istanbul, which has some of the most stunning architecture in the entire globe. While many people may come here to take in the stunning scenery, it's likely that many come to focus on the alluring inhabitants. The women in this area have seductive personalities and dark-appearing features that make them particularly alluring to vacationers. In terms of beauty, Turks are seriously underrated. 5. Lebanon. Lebanon is another nation that is well recognized for its starkly beautiful women. Lebanon is undoubtedly a destination to visit, with its gorgeous beaches, delectable cuisine, and enough of eye-catching scenery to keep tourists enthralled for hours. People in Lebanon enjoy partying, and Beirut is known for its opulent lifestyle and wild nightlife. The lovely folks here appear like the world is ending tomorrow, from dark features with light eyes to relatively light features with dark eyes. Those Lebanese genes have a way of making individuals look attractive. 6. Spain. It should come as no surprise that Spain has some amazing people when you consider its famous residents, including Penelope Cruz, Enrique Iglesias, and Javier Bardem. Amazingly handsome men and women can be seen walking the dreamy streets, lounging in cafes, and even working in neighborhood stores. There is undoubtedly something about Spanish culture that just oozes elegance and beauty. Individuals in Spain look to have a lot more energy and appear to age better, which makes them much more appealing. 7. Italy. Italy is a place where everything around you, especially the people, may easily make you feel breathless, similar to Spain. Italians are renowned for their attractive and endearing personalities, which increases the likelihood that you may experience heartbreak. But if you really want to fall in love, Italy is the place to go. Everyone who has ever taken a stroll through an Italian city will probably share the same opinion about how stunningly lovely everyone and everything is. Italy is a desirable travel destination for many reasons. The extremely good-looking people are just a bonus. 8. Russia. We can praise Russia for the many gorgeous people it has, like Maria Sharapova and Anna Kournikova. Outsiders' perceptions of Russia are shaped by its cold, remote location, and strong reputation. In reality, though, It's a remarkably hip location with incredible residents that adore alcohol and live life to the fullest. Russians are completely brave, which somehow elevates them to a higher social status. They are incredibly driven and industrious individuals who understand how to support their families, and there is no denying that they look fantastic while doing it. Nine things you should avoid doing in Japan at any cost. 9. Show your tattoos. Because tattoos are a type of art that many nations admire, they are a common sight throughout most of the world. But, you won't be appreciated if you flaunt your tattoos in Japan. In this Asian country, where tattoos are associated with gangs and criminals, you risk receiving the same fate if you don't cover them up. Most swimming pools and bathhouses also ban entrance to persons who have tattoos. 8. Hand cash to cashiers. This may seem strange since paying the cashiers is the sole way to make purchases at a store. Japan has developed a more efficient technique for achieving this, though. There is a small tray where you can place your money at the cashier's counter. By doing this, coins are kept from dropping to the ground and everyone can see exactly what is happening with the money being held. 7. Enter Japanese-only restaurants. Japan stands out for its hospitality, in contrast to other countries, where visitors are frequently welcomed into their restaurants and even given special attention. The country welcomes visitors, but it tries to keep some aspects of its identity a secret. Some restaurants in the area don't serve foreigners and solely serve Japanese clients. You might not be able to tell from the exterior which restaurants serve foreigners and which do not. However, once you're inside, the staff may refuse to serve you or ask you to leave, making it abundantly apparent that they won't serve you. 6. Talk in trains. Japanese people are known for their mutual respect and politeness, and they expect others to act similarly. It's not a good idea to chat on the phone loudly in a tight space like a train because it can bother other passengers. Consequently, it is best to limit your use of the phone and avoid speaking openly in front of others. 5. Use of chopstick the wrong way. Japanese people have developed a variety of table manners, because they use chopsticks to eat almost exclusively. Chopsticks should only be used to move food to a plate rather than to eat directly from common dishes. Another thing to keep in mind is that it is impolite to point chopsticks at someone. Never put your chopsticks together or leave them sticking out of a rice plate. You run the risk of insulting the cook and implying that the chopsticks were of lower quality if you rub your chopsticks together after separating them. 4. Wear shoes in the house. Wearing shoes inside the home is prohibited in Asian countries like Japan. Many avoid wearing shoes because they don't want the dirt and germs from the outside to get inside their homes. To solve this problem, the Japanese put slippers and shoe cabinets next to the front door for both residents and visitors. Another place that might ask you to take off your shoes before entering is a restaurant or similar places. 3. Not follow drinking etiquette. Japan has its own traditions and practices around how to respectably consume alcohol, whether you're by yourself or with company. You must always pour a drink for someone else before yourself, since doing anything differently is viewed as selfish. This includes when someone pours a drink for you. When you've poured drinks for others, put the bottle down so that someone else can do the same for you. If you've already made the decision to stop drinking, keep your glass full because an empty glass is seen as a plea for someone to fill it. 2. Eat sushi the wrong way. Sushi is one of the country's traditional foods because fish is a big part of the Japanese diet. It's important to eat sushi properly. To begin with, sushi should be consumed at the proper temperature, so order little rather than in large quantities. This is also the justification for patrons' preference to eat at the bar just after the chef prepares their meals. Since the flavor will be overpowered, avoid dipping the rice in the soy sauce while you're eating. To give the fish more flavor and increase your enjoyment of the dish, immerse it in the sauce instead. 1. Swipe your card. Japanese people prefer to accept cash as payment rather than credit cards, so don't be surprised if they refuse to accept your credit card. Take out enough cash in advance to cover your daily expenses, but remember that there are many ATMs that are open around the clock that accept majority of cards. Nine things you must never do in Bangkok no matter what. 1. Be over-friendly with the local tuk-tuk drivers. The local tuk-tuk in Bangkok is analogous to the auto rickshaw in India. It is one of the easiest methods to commute there. The main risk to this strategy is that tuk-tuk drivers could deceive you into making unintended purchases of things made locally. The suppliers pay the drivers a fee for doing this on a daily basis, and that will let you end up spending more than you anticipated. 2. Shop at just one place. Bangkok is renowned for being a tourism hotspot. Several tourists come each year to enjoy the natural beauty and rich culture of the area. The tourism industry is very important to the businesses of local vendors. The local vendors frequently demand more money from tourists. If you don't want to get trapped in the trap, bargain with shops wherever possible and stay away from buying everything in one location. 3. Buy Buddha antiques. In Bangkok, the Buddha is regarded as their god. They reject any form of disrespect that is shown towards a statue of the Lord Buddha. As a result, trading Buddha idols under the table is prohibited in Bangkok. You must go through an extremely drawn-out process if you want to remove any Buddhist artifacts from the area. 4. Touching monks. Bangkok's monks are Buddha's faithful servants. They are a trustworthy group of people. According to Thai customs, touching a monk is disrespectful in Bangkok. These monks do not sit near to women either. Therefore, you can simply bow your head in greeting if you encounter a monk while traveling. 5. Step on currencies. Images of Thailand's rulers can be found printed on its banknotes. Thais have a high appreciation for their government. It is not acceptable to show your boss any disrespect in any way. Consequently, stepping on money could cause serious issues. 6. Put your feet up. This is particularly valid where the Buddha idol is present. The act of putting your feet up is considered rude. You should also be careful to avoid doing it in front of the monks. 7. Wear short or revealing clothes. Before entering a Buddhist holy site, Thai people believe that one should cover their body. Hence, if you intend to visit any sacred locations in Thailand, make careful to completely cover your body. It would be appropriate to refrain from dressing in skirts, shorts, or off-the-shoulder clothing while visiting. 8. Kiss in front of Buddha idol. In Bangkok, the Buddhist faith is greatly regarded. It is disrespectful to hug or kiss an idol while they are there. When visiting Thailand, think twice before pouting for pictures in public settings. If a Buddha idol is nearby as the deed is taking place, serious issues may arise. 9. Opt for a private cruise in the Chao River. The Chao River in Bangkok is an important thoroughfare. Tourism is booming along this river because of its extensive history and trading significance. Visitors can see local commerce trends and neighborhood activity by the river's banks. Also, the river is praised for its magnificent surroundings. Although they are somewhat pricey, you can take one of the many private cruises that depart from the banks to receive a tour of the river. You might also observe the similar sights of the public transportation from the banks. This can assist you in avoiding irrational purchases. Ten world's most powerful people nobody wants to mess with. 1. Xi Jinping. He is the leader of the People's Republic of China. He has been referred to be China's most potent leader and is the Communist Party's General Secretary. This person has served as the head of a major superpower in at least 10 different capacities. He is the leader of the biggest nation on earth, and his net worth is thought to be $1.51 billion. 2. Vladimir Putin. He served as both Prime Minister and President of Russia. Putin is adamant about making Russia a powerhouse once again. There aren't many legal restraints on this man's authority in Russia. This nation loses over $2.5 million a day as a result of the airstrikes. According to estimates, Putin is worth about $25.8 billion. 3. Angela Merkel. She is Germany's chancellor. 10 years and 3 terms in office that she has been in charge of. She demonstrated why she is one of Europe's most capable and necessary leaders. Throughout her term, she overcame numerous obstacles and fought them out like a warrior. She has also handled the refugee situation in Europe. Her estimated $11.5 million total net worth. 4. Narendra Modi. He is the current Prime Minister of India. He is the second most following politician on Twitter. He is exerting every effort to bring his nation into the digital era. He believes that technical innovation will be essential to rescuing India from poverty. He went there to get advice and help from tech executives from firms like Facebook and Google. He is India's longest-standing non-Congress Prime Minister and the 4th longest-serving Prime Minister overall. 5. Pope Francis. He is the head of the Catholic religion, which has more than 1 billion adherents. He declares support for a lenient support on divorce and homosexuality. Additionally, he exhorted legislators to have compassion for the immigrants and refugees who had been accepted into their nation. His estimated net worth ranges from $25 to $28 million. Within the next 35 years, according to many American Catholics, the Church will start to recognize same-gender unions, permit contraception, and allow married priests. 6. Bill Gates. He co-presides over one of the most well-known nonprofits in the world with his wife, Melinda. Their organization has previously given $34.5 billion to fight diseases like HIV, malaria, and many more. Additionally, he supports the expansion of agricultural production, urban poverty alleviation, and global libraries and education. He is no longer actively connected with Microsoft, but he is still on the board of his company. His estimated total net worth is $87.3 billion. 7. Larry Page. He helped found Google. He announced through press release that Google would join the new Alphabet holding company as a subsidiary. He will now serve as president with assistance from Sergey Brin, with whom he co-founded Google. His overall net worth is estimated to be around $67 billion. 8. Jeff Bezos. Amazon is the most powerful player in the world of e-commerce. His business brings in over $89 billion annually. His privately held space company, Blue Origin, launched its first spacecraft successfully. For the next 10 years, he also plans to test and launch rocket engines. Over $172 billion is the estimated total value of his assets. 9. Donald Trump. He was inaugurated as the 45th President of the United States of America. Since entering his current position, he has made a number of changes to the nation. He is the first billionaire President of the United States and one of the most powerful people in the globe. 10. Mohammed bin Salman Al Saud. He is the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia. He oversaw a campaign against corruption that resulted in many Saudis being imprisoned. His royalty extends beyond only his name, it is also evident in the influence he wields and the manner he lives. He has the capacity to effect change, and it should go without saying that those with authority typically come from powerful families. 7 most unsafe beaches in the world you must never visit. 7. Fraser Island, Australia. We can suggest a few reasons why you shouldn't go to this beach. The first and most legitimate one is that there are significant rip currents in the waters surrounding the island. Second, many carnivores live here, including crocodiles, jellyfish, and sharks. The dingoes are the third cause. Dogs called dingoes prowl the beaches of Fraser Island and have a reputation for attacking people. 6. Cape Tribulation, Australia. Another Australian beach that you should avoid visiting. There are a number of stingers in Cape Tribulation that will sting you till you pass away. In addition, it is home to crocodiles, poisonous snakes, jellyfish, and one of the most terrifying birds in the world, the cassowary. Nothing here is safe, not even the trees. The trees in this area have jagged-edged leaves that are known to sting, and they are aware that their stings hurt. 5. Hanakapiai Beach, Hawaii. Hanakapiai Beach, which located in Hawaii, is stunning in seclusion. But don't let its beauty deceive you. You will be drawn in by the shimmering golden sands and the surrounding dark cliffs, but watch out, the waves will soon become riptides. You will be met by a warning sign that keeps track of the number of people who have passed away here once you have finished the arduous journey down the Kalalau Trail through the trees to get here. 4. Handspy Beach, South Africa. Handspy Beach is home to multiple sharks with a reputation for attacking people, earning it the title of Great White Shark Capital of the World. You can also go cage diving if you're feeling especially daring and want to be with sharks. So be sure to select a reputable travel operator. 3. Playa Zipolite, Mexico. One of the few nudist beaches in Mexico is Playa Zipolite. Why is it risky, then? Because there are powerful, even catastrophic undercurrents. Unwind, have a stroll on the beach, and then go home. You might not be able to return home if you enter the seas of Playa Zipolite. Despite the popularity of the beach growing, is it truly worth the risk to appoint a dedicated lifeguard team? 2. Kilauea Beach, Mexico. There is no disputing the beauty of Volcano Beach and other black sand beaches. But, the harm posed by this beach's position is significantly greater than its appeal. It is situated close to a volcano that has been continuously erupting for more than 3 decades and has been spilling hot lava onto this beach's waters for a number of years. Here, the water can reach a temperature of 100 degrees. What will happen if you swim in these waters is something you can easily envision. 1. Beaches of the Northern Territory, Australia. Your life could be taken by the beaches of the Northern Territory in a matter of minutes. Why? You might not be aware of it, but the box jellyfish is one of the world's most vital and poisonous jellyfish. These critters' stings are so agonizing that a victim may have cardiac arrest minutes after being stung. These unsafe creatures live on the beaches of the Northern Territory. 6 dog breeds in existence that are absolutely illegal. 1. The Japanese Tosa. The Tosa region of Japan is where the Japanese Tosa was first developed approximately 150 years ago when people want a dog breed similar to a sumo wrestler for combat. They began breeding Mastiffs, Bull Terriers, Great Danes, and Saint Bernards together to achieve this. They make good guard dogs since they are relatively huge and have thick, blocky necks. The Japanese Tosa will only survive an average of 10 years, like most huge dog breeds. There are very rare incidents of these dogs actually being aggressive. Yet, due to their genetic connections to unsafe breeds, they are prohibited in several nations, including Australia, the UK, the UAE, Denmark, Iceland, etc. 2. Fila Brasileiro. The Fila Brasileiro are also known as Brazilian Mastiffs. This breed is well known for its intelligence, aggression, and unyielding temperament. These characteristics make them the ideal guard dogs. In addition, they make excellent tracking dogs for hunting and can even be employed to manage enormous wildlife. Courts in Norway, Israel, Malta, Denmark, the UK, and Cyprus have disallowed ownership of this kind of dog, though. In Victoria, South Australia, Western Australia, Queensland, and New South Wales, the Fila is also a prohibited breed. They are not allowed to be imported since Trinidad and Tobago and New Zealand both classified them as unsafe dogs. 3. Dogo Argentino. Dogo Argentino typically has a white canvas with several black patches. They are regarded as one of the most aggressive breeds in the world and have very strong, muscular bodies. They are prohibited in nations including New Zealand, the UK, Denmark, Ukraine, etc. because to their aggressive character. Only a few American states have outlawed them, including New York, Colorado, and Michigan. Initially, it was not meant to breed Dogo Argentina to be violent against humans. Nonetheless, Dogo Argentina has a long history of reported aggression. It has even been reported that this breed has taken the life of its middle-aged owners. 4. American Pit Bull Terrier. Compared to other pit bull breeds, the American Pit Bull Terrier is thought to be more intelligent. They are highly eager and physically fit, but if they are not properly socialized, they might become frightened and unsafe. As not all breeds of American Pit Bull Terriers are safe, they are prohibited in certain countries. In nations like New Zealand, Australia, France, Ecuador, Spain, and Germany, they are illegal. This breed is also prohibited in the province of Ontario and some U.S. states. 5. Presa Canario. Although being a particularly devoted breed, Presa Canario attacks are sudden and utterly unpredictable. They were initially employed for guarding and defending animals, and occasionally even for dog fights. The powerful strokes of a Presa Canario can cause more damage than one might imagine. As a result of their unforeseen strikes, this breed is prohibited in various nations. The UK, Australia, New Zealand, Singapore, and Ukraine are among these nations. 6. Neapolitan Mastiff. Italian-bred Neapolitan Mastiffs are known for their outgoing personalities. Yet, a fully grown Mastiff's huge frame makes them unsafe around young children. Mastiffs can be a threat to their owners and others if they are poorly trained or psychologically unsound. In a few US states and Singapore, this breed is officially prohibited. If you wish to adopt or purchase a dog, you may need to have it pass a psychological test in several countries. 6 largest and strongest horse breeds in the world. 6. The Fjord Horse. The Fjord, a Norwegian fjord horse, is one of the list's tiniest horses while also ranking among the strongest in the world. It is from the western, mountainous areas of Norway. In Norway, this type of horse has been used as a farm horse for generations and is still in use now. The Fjord Horse is a Norwegian breed that combines a draft horse's masculinity, bone, and unusual appearance. The Fjords have a huge head, a wide, flat forehead, a somewhat convex nose, tiny ears, and enormous eyes. They also have strong legs and a robust torso. The average height of a fjord at the Withers is 135 to 150 centimeters, and it weighs between 400 and 500 kilograms. 5. The Russian Heavy Draft. A breed of heavy draft horses known as the Russian Heavy Draft Horse or Russian Draft Horses was developed in the late 19th and early 20th centuries by mating Belgian or Dean draft horses with Russian breeds. The latter one's qualities prevailed, and in 1952 the breed was formally recognized and registered. Russian heavy draft were widely utilized in the agriculture industry in the 20th century. These horses were ideal for the job since they were simple to care for and were robust, strong, and large. They are still in high demand all over Russia and in its neighboring countries. Russian heavy draft horses are typically small and strong, with an average height of 150 centimeters at the withers. Yet, some people can reach heights of 165 to 170 centimeters and weights of up to 1,000 kilograms. 4. The Dutch Harness Horse. The Tuigpaard is another name for the Dutch Harness Horse. The representatives of this breed are from the Netherlands, as is evident from the name. At the withers, they are roughly 160 inches tall. These Dutch horses weigh between 750 and 1200 kg. The robust build of Dutch harness horses makes it clear that they are big draft animals. These horses can be identified by their leisurely gaits and swing. These aren't necessarily bad for cyclists, though. Riding on these huge draft is a tremendous delight since they trot surprisingly easily. It is important to note that these horses have a pleasant temperament and a submissive demeanor. They are kind and accommodating. This breed is ideal for hard work because of their power and strength in the musculoskeletal system and stubborn nature, which allows them to carry big weights over long distances. 3. The American Cream Draft. The only American-developed draft horse that is still in existence is the American Cream. The American Cream breed looks like a big draft horse. Its withers range in height from 140 to 165 centimeters. It weighs between 680 and 820 kilograms. This breed's representatives can be identified by their medium-sized heads, which feature pronounced eyes and pointed ears, huge neck, sturdy frame, and robust limbs with well-kept hooves. The amber tint in the eye's iris is a defining characteristic of this horse's bloodline, along with their golden hair and light tail and mane. These American horses were raised in the early 1900s. The hefty draft horses with light cream coloring that make up the purebred members of this breed are their ancestors. The Percherons and the Brabançons were allegedly crossed to create the American cream horse, according to experts. 2. The Percheron. In the start of the 19th century, the Percheron, a hefty horse breed, was bred in France. The breed was created by mating big Western-type local draft animals with Eastern Arabian stallions. Percheron horses are incredibly huge, just like the other horses on this list. These giants weigh between 850 and 1200 kg and are between 165 and 175 centimeters tall at the withers. It is hardly surprising that tasks requiring exceptional power and endurance are carried out by such huge horses. Without much trouble, the Percheron can draw stagecoaches and deliver cargo. It is important to note that despite their unfathomable strength, Percheron horses are not ungainly. They are popular for horseback riding and equestrian sports since, on the other hand, they have a soft ride that sets them apart. 1. The Brabançon, the Belgian horse. The Belgian heavy draft horse, often known as the Brabançon, comes in first on this list. This breed originated from the Flemish and Ordained breeds around the end of the 19th century. The Brabançon are characterized by their tremendous heft and muscularity, fitting for the largest horses in the world. These horses weigh around 900 kilograms and have an average height of 173 centimeters. Yet there are few exceptions. One of them is Big Jake, a horse that is currently regarded as the biggest and tallest horse in the entire globe. He is 210 centimeters tall and 1,133 kilograms in weight. This behemoth, which is nearly twice as big as its relatives, was born in Nebraska in 2001. Jake currently resides in Wisconsin, where his owner, Jerry Gilbert, takes care of him. Big Jake was measured by the Guinness Book of Records authorized representatives in 2010, and as a result, he now holds the record, surpassing the previous Big Brooklyn Supreme, who stood 198 centimeters tall. Huge weights can be pulled by Belgian horses. For instance, two Brabançon once succeeded in moving Denver's 7,700 National Western Exposition. The Brabançon can legitimately be said to be both the largest and the strongest horses in the world because they are unmatched in terms of carrying weights. 7 Stupidest Lottery Winners New List. 7. Christina Godinez. Christina eventually decided to purchase a ticket for the $1 Million Bonanza lottery run by the Oregon Lottery, and she was overjoyed to learn that she had won. Won about $1 million. What went terribly wrong? Evidently, she used her mother and credit law's card to make the purchase since she had passed away the previous year. She lost all of her prizes as a result of this illegal behavior and was charged with a variety of offenses, including fraud, theft, and forgery. 6. Sharon Tirabassi. It makes sense that you would need to spend a little bit excessively if you suddenly win a $10 million lottery and don't have any money. But an Ontario woman named Sharon Tirabassi felt free to spend each and every dollar that she had earned. She bought a house, pricey cars, expensive clothing, opulent trips, and all the customary luxuries associated with the wealthy. She quickly ran out of money. She also had to live with 6 kids in a rented house a couple of years later and work part-time. 5. Jose Antonio Cuatosi. When Jose Antonio Cuatosi won $750,000 playing the lotto, he was an undocumented immigrant in Georgia. As he wasn't a resident, he asked his boss to cash the ticket for him. The CEO, however, pocketed the cash for himself and claimed to have handed Cuatosi the funds to buy the ticket on his behalf. Likewise, he faced deportation when officials discovered his illegal status. The lesson here is to avoid playing the lotto if you are not an authorized citizen of that nation. 4. Amanda Clayton. She had long survived on state assistance and food stamps, but everything changed when she won the $1 million lottery. With this money, she might have actually made a total turn for the better. Unfortunately, it was then discovered that Amanda was continuing to get her state benefits and food stamps even after becoming a billionaire. She was sentenced to a fine and 9 months of probation. Then, regrettably, a year later she passed away from substance overdose. 3. Michael Carroll. According to some sources, Michael Carroll was at the height of his powers when he took home Britain's £9.7 million, $15 million, jackpot in 2002. Yet after 5 years, he was back where he started because of his predilection for living life quickly with cocaine, parties, hookups, and vehicles. As of the last report, the former garbageman hoped to regain his prior position. 2. Tonda Lynn Dickerson. A Florida lottery ticket was given to Tonda in 1999 as a tip by a client named Edward Seward. Tonda worked at the Grand Bay Waffle restaurant where Edward frequently visited. He was well known for that peculiar habit, and the waiters who catered to him frequently swapped lottery tickets with him. Together with 4 other co-workers who also received a lottery tip, Tonda received her tip in an envelope. Tonda even won the lottery, and she had no idea that the winning ticket was worth $10 million at the moment. Unfortunately, the Tonda Dickerson lottery victory brought out the worst in people. The young woman found herself embroiled in numerous legal disputes shortly after winning. Tonda was sued by family members, co-workers, and even Edward Seward, the guy who handed her the lottery ticket as a tip. Her co-workers claimed that everyone at the Waffle House had made a deal that, should one of them win the lotto, they would all split the winnings. Yet, Tonda refuted the existence of such a deal. 1. Willie Hurt. At the Michigan lottery, William Hurt earned $3.1 million. But instead of improving his life with that money, he made the opposite decision. He went through a separation 2 years after receiving the money, which significantly reduced his cash. He also lost custody of his kids and was charged with taking his girlfriend's life. 7 toughest people of all time. 7. An American trapper. Hugh Glass was an American trapper and lived between 1783 to 1833. Only a few historical records from his lifetime exist, and the most of his life is a complete mystery. Being alone and secluded in the wilds of the Rocky Mountains, this man is mainly known for one fatal episode: the terrifying bear ambush that the fur hunter survived. Glass was ambushed by the mother grizzly bear as she was passing by with her cubs and was severely hurt. It seems safe to conclude that he didn't intend to survive either, yet he would survive the ambush. After that, his hunting party fled, leaving him behind with a fractured leg and numerous other injuries. He returned to society in spite of the harsh nature, hunger, and cold that were all around him. 6. The most lethal sniper in the world. Finland and the USSR were engaged in combat, and there was a sniper who played a really unique role. He was Simo Häyhä from Finland, and the Red Army merely referred to him as White Demise because he was always well camouflaged and usually caught the adversary off guard. With a repeating rifle in his unit, Häyhä took life of more than 500 USSR men. He was regarded as history's greatest sniper. As a result, he currently holds the title for being the most skilled sniper soldier ever. 5. The Apache Chief. Though almost everyone has heard of Geronimo, relatively few are aware of his identity or the reasons for his significance in North American history. Because he was constantly exhausted and dozed off, he was given the name Goklaya when he was born in 1829. Many years later, he would take on the name of Geronimo. When he was a young child, his Apache parents were mercilessly killed. He was saddened by the incident, which increased his hatred and rage as well as his desire for retaliation and resistance. He engaged in numerous wars against his nation's adversaries who sought to wipe off the local Native American tribes. He became a legend in many indigenous history books because of his unwavering commitment to Native Americans' freedom and justice. 4. A Marine with 2 awards. Around the start of the 20th century, China and the United States engaged in a severe struggle known as the Boxer Rebellion. Up to 130,000 Chinese citizens are thought to have been executed during this dark period of history. Due to his dedication and fidelity to the country, a Marine from the United States got 2 prestigious awards. Although being regularly fired at and feeling as though his life depended on it, Daniel Daly held the position alone atop a stronghold, refusing to yield to the enemy once. He was awarded the highest distinction by the American government for this horrific mission. 3. Canadian soldier. Leo Major enlisted in the Canadian military in 1940 at the age of just 19. The young man inspired his battalion with his willingness to fight the Germans during World War II. Despite suffering terrible injuries and having already been wounded by a landmine, no one could quench the major's desire for vengeance. By alone, he was able to liberate the Dutch city of Zwolle. After the war, he was given a very prestigious prize in recognition of this. 2. The Mongol warrior. Genghis Khan was definitely one of the most amazing people in human history. The renowned Mongol Empire was formed by the Mongol, who was a really important and brave warrior. His original name was Temujin, and he was born about 1155. The Mongols were renowned as horsemen who engaged in battle with tens of thousands of horses and warriors during the Middle Ages. From 1206 until 1227, Genghis Khan's rule resulted in the unification of tribes and the swift conquest of sizable portions of Central Asia. He was the first person to dominate the entire Mongol population, and he went on to win more battles that extended as far as the Sea of Japan. 1. The Chinese pirate. Up to the 19th century, pirates were among the most dreaded social classes. These merciless warriors were infamous for their raids that saw them take vast quantities of valuables and merchandise while showing no mercy. What is less well known is that certain seafarers would experience terror while around particular women. One of the most feared historical personalities of her day was the Chinese Zheng Yao, also known as Qing Shi, who was regarded as the queen of pirates. She had been an escort before getting married to a Chinese pirate king in 1801. She assumed control after his demise and led her navy across the South China Sea.